All right, hello and welcome. My name is Sensei Russ. Thanks for tuning in for some Dominaria draft. We're here for round 3. We are 1-1 with our Yargle's Come to Bargle deck, and we're gonna keep this hand. Looks fine. Got a little removal, got a finisher, a little surveyor to bridge the gap. If you guys like what you see today, throw me a follow. Join me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sensei Russ, on Twitter at Sensei_Russ. All right, so opponent looks like they're on a blue deck again. So our sagas will probably be a liability. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Davenant Trapper. Unfortunately, I don't have a second black source to play here. I'm going to play Forest and the Evangel. Threaten to block this Trapper. If he plays like a dub or something, we have a Blink in the Eye. Blink of an Eye. Traxos. Yeah, that's a thing. So fortunately, Blink of an Eye is actually a pretty good answer to Traxos because Traxos requires a great deal of effort to actually get to function. That being said, he is very large, and I cannot cast him down. So what I would love to do this turn is play Guardians of Koilos, bounce my Surveyor, use my Surveyor next turn to make my land drop. But I think what I'm going to do instead is attack for 1. I should probably be attacking for 3 here because I think it's almost 100% guaranteed that my opponent has a Historic spell next turn. But the idea here is that if he plays a Historic spell to untap his Traxos, I'm going to bounce it. And then, that'll do kind of double duty because it'll allow me to, use one of his Traxos untaps, which these decks, usually have a limited amount of. And also get a huge, a pretty big tempo swing by bouncing his 4-drop and making him play it again. So not only does he have to replay the Traxos, but he's got to have he's got to have another Historic spell to untap it. So so we could, let's see. We have a lot of stuff we could do this turn. We could just go straight for Muldrotha. I think I like Phantom here. Yeah, I think I like Phantom here. Because I don't really care if it dies. And I can get it back. I have a couple of different ways to get it back. Muldrotha should probably be the last thing out of my hand. It is a little bit unfortunate. Because now I don't have a real good way to answer Traxos. But I am going to hopefully get to kill the Juggernaut here. Oof. Opponent with the perfects. Okay, so let's see. If I play the Homerid and leave open Cast Down, I can handle both of his giant threats, assuming he doesn't have another removal spell or something historic to get me with. Gosh, this is so awkward. Maybe I should have cast this down a while ago. I could cast this down and play the Homerid. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kill her. Because I really don't want him to tap any more of my stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't mill anything that I can replay with Muldrotha. So if he has a historic spell, okay, so he does. So I can either block the Juggernaut with the Homerid or double block Traxos. If I double block Traxos, I take 5, go to 9. Gosh, this is awkward. I think I'm gonna. If he has another trick, I'm probably not beating it anyway. If I trade this off, then I can play Muldrotha next turn and maybe eat the Juggernaut. Opponent had a very good curve here. Let's see if I can get this guy off the table. All right, so no trick, so that's good. And no follow-up creature, so that's even better. Okay, well... no trick and no follow-up creature means he's probably got, I don't know, removal? Maybe he's just got lands? I think... we just play Muldrotha here and hope that he doesn't have a way to deal with it. Syncopate. Yeah. So I just should just... well, it's tough there, because if I play a removal spell, like... Anyway. Wow, okay, so opponent with a bunch of historic spells. So let's bring in the Divest again. Let's get that Traxos out of his hand before he ever casts it. We'll bring in our other candle. Deal with some of his big, nasty creatures. Alright. Sounds good. We have Yargle, so we basically can't lose. Yeah, I think I like that guy on top. So I think this turn I'm going to leave open Syncopate and Tome. Well, the cards I'm most scared about in his deck were all 4s. So I'm going to go ahead and take this turn off and cast Divination. I'm glad I did, because there were no lands anywhere in sight, and opponent didn't have anything to play. So I'm very glad I did that. Now we can hit a land drop. Get in for 1. We'll get another Scry and see if we can find a land here. Yeah, that's fine. And I think it's better to play a creature than to leave open Syncopate, although I am kind of tempted. No, I'm going to leave open Syncopate. If he plays Traxos here, I'd really love to be able to just counter it. Yep. Yeah, get out of here with that. We don't like that guy. Now we're going to cast Yargle, who is... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. We are definitely Yargling here. So this is going to be sweet. Assuming opponent doesn't play a Journey Mage or something like that, maybe he'll just tap out for Juggernaut, and we just get to tan him. Urza's Tome does not block Yargle. Let's see, what is it? Gideon's Reproach? Oh, don't Gideon's Reproach my Yargle. Well, I think we see if he has it. No? No? Oh, he doesn't have it. Okay. Oh, that was sweet. Yargle with the beatdowns. An opponent still passing with mana up? What does he have? Does he have Blessed Light? If he does have Blessed Light, are we bouncing Yargle? Merfolk Trickster. Okay. So you're gonna eat my 3/2? Is that your plan? I mean, he's got to block Yargle here, right? So we'll counter his trick, get him to take 4. Play an island and pass. Now we have Candle mana open, which is sweet, and opponent scoops him up. All right, we got there. So that was an example of me almost screwing it up. Recognizing that our opponent had a very strong 4 spot in the curve was really important to winning that game. That and Yargle. Oh, this deck is so silly. Okay. Let's see if we can get there. If I can 2-1 with this deck, I'll be pretty pleased with myself, to be honest. This deck is a very silly thing. This hand is pretty bad. Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? I'm gonna wait a turn to divest here. Probably incorrect, but our opponent has shown us that his curve is pretty high. And let's see what we're dealing with here. Our opponent is playing good cards. What the heck? Shouldn't be allowed. Okay, well, that being said, our opponent does only have 2 lands. Archaeologist doesn't have a lot to trigger him just yet. Can't cast the Trickster. I think I take Trapper here. And just try to keep him off curve from killing us. Maybe he will miss land drops? Well, Plains doesn't actually help him that much there, so far so good. We need to draw things to do. We do have a Divination, so that was a good draw. The Swamp was terrible. Yargle is obviously great. And we have all 5 drops. Maybe opponent will miss land? Nope. So he probably plays Archaeologist here. Does not play Archaeologist. I'm not sure why he wouldn't play his Archaeologist there, but maybe he has an artifact he wants to get in the bin first. Oh, he's going to play the Trickster. Sure. We'll take Servant. Well, I don't think I actually care about that too much. I'm just going to play a 5/5 or play a 4/4. We know that he has Adamant Will and Charge. He also has the Journey Mage. So opponent setting up for a bit of a tempo win here. Unfortunately, our hand is quite weak to that because it's all clunky big guys. His Archaeologist, Adamant Will, and Charge. So I think yeah. So there's 2 lines I could take this turn. I can either take the 5 with the idea being that hopefully I hit a land drop and then I can play a guy and leave up Blink next turn, which I think is correct. But if I don't draw a land, that's really awkward. Or I can block, make him use a trick, and only take 2. 2, 3, 4. I have 6 mana right now, so next turn, so if I draw a land, I can play a dude and trick anyway, so I think I just make him use the trick. I get this back if I play Yargle or something anyway, so assuming I can find an extra mana. I'm just going to try to preserve my life total here, and hopefully Syncopate's rough. It's like the worst thing I could have drawn there. So he used the Adamant Will, so he has Charge, Archaeologist, and 1 other card. So Charge doesn't actually let him get through with Trickster. So I'm going to play the 4/4 this turn. Get my guy back. And hopefully that means he can only attack with Journey Mage this turn. And I will happily block and trade that for a charge. That's awkward. So let's draw land. So we know his hand is exactly Archaeologist Charge land. Yes. Okay. So we're going to play this guy, gain some life. You can make some tokens here, which is awkward because he has the charge. So if we block here, we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from charge. Ooh, Trickster is really bad for us here. What a rip. Opponent drawing very well here. So we bounce this guy. We block a 2/2. We still take 6. Bouncing this guy is really awkward, though. Gosh. We could bounce this. Block here. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I'm just not going to get to cast any of this stuff. So unfortunate. So if I bounce this guy, he's just going to replay it and kill me with it. So I think I trade here. I can't take that extra 3 damage. But I mean, he just gets to replay the Journey Mage. This is all terrible. Well, my friends, I don't think we're going to get there with Yargle, unfortunately. I think our opponent just has too much tempo on us. And these candles are really awkward. So he has Journey Mage, an Archaeologist. He plays Journey Mage. He bounces one of these guys. Attacks with everybody. I eat something and take 3. Probably bounces this, so that ties up more of my mana. Get to eat his Trickster and take 3. So his hand is exactly Archaeologist. 6, 7 mana. So if he plays Archaeologist, I can block, and survive. Well, we're not dead. Very close to dead, but we're not dead. If he draws any way to interact with our creatures, he can kill us. If he just has Archaeologist, we probably live through this turn. Snapper is fine. So now we have access to 8 mana. Still doesn't let us do 2 things. If we cast Yargle, we leave open a Syncopate for 2, which is not enough to tag the Archaeologist, so we could eviscerate this guy and leave up a syncopate for 3, which means if he doesn't play a land, we can do that. Could also leave up candle. If he attacks, block, so we're dead on board. Ay. I think we just candle something this turn. It's awkward that these trade. Attack with just the 1/3. That's a very strange attack. What does he have here? Oh, he wants to get it back with the archaeologist so you can make the archaeologist bigger. That seems like a terrible line. Oh, Traxos. Interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would have to syncopate it. I can just eviscerate it. But if I eviscerate it, then he can get it back with the archaeologist. Let's see. But then I can counter the archaeologist. Yeah, so I just leave mana open and I can counter the archaeologist. So I let this resolve. I use a candle on the biggest guy. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to syncopate it for 3, potentially 4. So I need 5 mana so I have access to 4. Can I start attacking? 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't syncopate and candle, so I think it's just eviscerate this turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So syncopate for 3. So if he doesn't draw land and he just runs out the archaeologist, I can syncopate and activate candle. Is that correct? 5, 6. Syncopate for 2. No, I can't do that. So eviscerate this. I still have syncopate for 4 open. So even if he plays a land and plays the archaeologist, I can get him. All right. I think we have navigated as best we can, beating the stuff that we know about. So all of those lines were available to us because we used divest early. So 10 mana, so we still can't do 2 things, but we can attack for 5, I think, and play Yargle. So we need to turn the corner very quickly here. We are 1 flying creature or bounce spell or whatever away from losing the game. Mishra's Self-Replicator is a 2/2 that when you play historic spells, you can copy it. Rona. What does Rona do for us? 10. First of all, Rona allows us to exile Candle, use Candle. I think I'm just going to candle this thing. If I attack with this, I force him to block. No, I don't force him to block. I just attack with Yargle. This requires him to either take 9, chump, or put the turtle at risk. And if he trades with the turtle, I can use Verona to get it back. This is actually a really great game. She can target the candle, and I can immediately play the candle, which is sweet. Man, this format is the best. Short sword. I don't think that changes the math. It does make me very glad that I used the candle on that thing. So she needs to tap to use her ability. I'm just going to continue to play lands here. He could have an arcane flight. I need to close this game. But he's hexproof, so I just can't. Maybe I should have candled this and then put him on a 2-turn clock. If he has arcane flight, I'm really going to be bummed. Island? Yeah! Yes! Oh, what an ending! Oh man! Well, if you guys have made it this far in the videos, I really appreciate it. That was a super sweet game 3. Really had to navigate some tough spots. I thought we were dead for sure. Anyway, man, I stream every weekday pretty much at twitch.tv/Sensei Russ. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you for our next Dominaria draft.